Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, where you can sign up for the Shannons Club, and Penrite Oil, offering technical assistance 7 days a week.
G'day and welcome to another exciting episode of Classic Restos. Of course, not possible without the continued support from Shannons Insurance and Penrite Oil. How good is Shannons Insurance? An insurance company that's ran by enthusiasts just like us. It doesn't matter if you have a classic bike, car or truck. Your home and contents insurance is also welcomed. Why not pick up the phone and give Shannons a call for a quote on 134646. You can also visit Shannons online at shannons.com.au, where it's also an opportunity for you to sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club. When it comes to the finest in oils and coolants, you cannot go past Penrite. Penrite is an Australian-owned company. It's been around since 1926, and the Penrite Technical Assistance line is there to help you 7 days a week. To find out more as to how Penrite can help you, visit them online at penrite.com.au. Penrite, simply a better class of oil. Oil right. Use Penrite. Emerald, Queensland, Australia. First time for Classic Restos. Emerald is a small city located in the Central Highlands region. It has a population of around 13,000. Emerald lies on the Nagoa River, a tributary of the Fitzroy River. The town lies almost 300 kilometres from the coast and approximately 270 kilometres west of Rockhampton. Emerald is a service town for a large number of industries in the area. Extensive coal mining operations are carried out in the district. Cotton is grown in the area and is processed at the Yamala Cotton Gin, while other agricultural activities include grape, citrus and grain growing. To the west of the town is an area known as the Gem Fields, with small towns such as Sapphire and Rubyvale indicating the type of gems found there. The sapphire fields located here are the largest in the Southern Hemisphere. Like a lot of other places in regional Australia, the timeless beauty of the scenery depicting Australiana is always on its best behaviour. Well, there's no doubt that Emerald would go down as one of the many classic iconic towns in regional Australia. It's also home to the Emerald Car Club, Outback, Classic, Show and Shine. Isn't it pretty cool to know that car shows of incredible quality don't just happen around the bigger cap cities and large regional cities? Country towns such as Emerald are up there punching above their weight too, and it's thanks to the Emerald Car Club that have painstakingly put this little monster of a car show together. People travelled for hundreds of kilometres to be here, and if you're watching in the United States, yep, that equates to many hundreds of miles. But out here in the Aussie bush, it's nothing for some folks to drive over 300 kilometres as a round trip just to buy their weekly supermarket items. It's a big land, sparse, lots of distance to cover. This show welcomes anything with a piston or a wheel. And if you have both of those items, well, that beats walking. Whether it's 2 wheels, 4 wheels or more wheels, it's time to put up your heels and enjoy just a taste of this amazing event. The Emerald Car Club, Outback, Classic, Show and Shine. Moving through, when you need a good pump, you come and see this bloke. How are you, Steve?
Good, Fletch. Good to see you, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, mate, and welcome to Emerald.
That's very nice of you, thank you.
Yeah, one of the best cities in town, mate, like Central Queensland, out here, great weather today. Mate, beautiful turnout, and mate, blessed to have you here.
Oh, that's really, isn't that nice? That is nice. This is as far north in Australia as Fletch has been so far in the history of the show, so it's a pleasure.
Yeah, mate, that's just terrific that you made the effort to come up here. Not going to be alone, being appreciated of you being here, mate, and thanks again for coming.
That's just such a nice way to start off the episode. And speaking of which, it's all about people attending these events with some incredible stuff. And although not a classic vehicle, you're here with your concrete pumping truck. The boom on this thing's amazing. Tell us quickly about it, Steve.
Yeah, well, it's a 2012 model. She's my sort of pride and joy. I'll get all the boys in there, give me a hand when they can, keeping it clean. Like, the work up here is pretty intense. Like, it's white as you see, but some days it's black when we leave the coal mines. But we stay on top of it. It's got a 42 metre boom, pumps about 170 cube of concrete an hour, and mate, it's a job that I got a great passion for, along with my cars.
Yeah, What sort of cars have you got?
Well, I've got Tiranas, I've got Corvettes, I've got Harleys. I think everyone up here's got toys.
Oh, way to go, mate. Steve, again, I just want to thank you for your kind words, mate. You got yourself really established, and I think with what you've got here, mate, you're well and truly set.
Well, that's one thing that we don't hope in concrete pumps, that it does set. But, the good thing about concrete, it goes hard, but the bad thing about it, you never want it to go hard in your pump.
No, you don't want it to go hard in your pump. Always keep that in mind, guys.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Fletch.
Time to catch up now with Maury. How are you, Maury?
Good, Fletch. Yourself?
Good, mate, good. Now, Maury's from the Emerald Car Club here in Emerald. Mate, what a show. What do we say? The second year, you've got over 200 cars. This is awesome.
Yeah, mate, a cracker of a day.
Now, we all know it takes a heck of a lot of work to put one of these shows together. The second year in, how are you finding things?
Yeah, mate, great. The local people, just tremendous support. The tradies, the stalls, we've tripled them this year from last year. We're hoping to bust the 250 mark with the cars and the bikes this year as well. So it's just doubled in the second year. So hopefully we can turn up on the third year and triple it again, mate.
Well, hopefully from Classic Restos you'll get a few more turn up next year, Maury.
Yeah, mate, hopefully.
It's interesting up here too. A lot of guys with a lot of toys. Good to see.
Good to see, eh? Good to see. A lot of nice bikes, a lot of nice cars. People that travel from Broken Hill, Cairns, Mackay, Rocky, all over the place.
Maury, it's so good to know that people are travelling so far to turn up to this event. So we just alluded to, it's only the second year in, the word is out. Now, you stand for some great causes as well. Want to tell us a couple?
Yeah, mate, it's a community event. We raise money for the local charity here for the neighbourhood centre. They take the front gate and we get all the stalls in.
Hang on, they take the front gate? You'll be gateless next year.
Yeah, we'll be gateless, so it'll be open all day. They take the takings from the front gate, and we support them, and then the local traders that turn up, they pay a fee, and what they sell on the day they make for themselves. And we also support the Lions Club. They come and do all the brekkies and the burgers and stuff. And yeah, anyone that's anything to do with cars or bikes or that such, we just try and support them with the club.
This is what I love about so many car shows, the charities that everyone works so hard for. You guys work tirelessly putting these events together off to these great causes. Maury, thank you so much again. Pleasure being here.
No worries. Thanks, Fletch.
Okay, time for Higo now on today's show. It's about bikes at the moment. How are you, Higo?
I'm great, Fletch. I'm great. Yourself?
Great. I'm absolutely gobsmacked with what I've found here, because Higo has restored a bike now 100 years old now.
Yeah, mate. She's 1914 Triumph Junior.
Just, these guys that rode these things back in the day, rated at 2.5 horsepower, top speed of 35 miles an hour. Now, just cast your mind back. Well, it's hard to cast your mind back. Imagine 100 years ago, something that did 35 miles an hour.
Not with me on it, I promise you. They were very, very brave men. They were on dirt roads and cobblestones. And look, riding on bitumen today, I'm not going to try and do 35 mile an hour on the old girl.
The brakes would be good, Higo.
The what?
Yeah.
The what?
You got to plan ahead. Lots of levers up on the handlebars, lots of cables, lots of chrome as well. But let's look at these cables for a sec. Wow, what a work of art just to stay up on the thing.
Yeah, you've got to work out what they are while you're riding. You've got a throttle, a choke, a gear shift for first and second gear, an advance and retard, a decompression lever, no clutch, basically no brakes, because that little thing down there is only a bit of pine. It's nothing, but it's one of the only motorcycles I have ever seen where the brake pedal is behind the foot peg.
Right, so you got pine brake pad.
A brake pad made out of pine, mate.
So when it's worn out, you could, dedicate it to part of a coffee table or something.
Or anything like that, mate, yeah, or make a new one on the side road out of a gum tree, doesn't matter.
Good on you, Higo. It's blokes like this that help to keep our dream alive in our fraternity. One beautiful thing about the Emerald Classic Car Show here this weekend is the fact of the variety. 2 wheels, 4 wheels, concrete pumping truck. I mean, there's just so much here to look at. Good on you, Higo. Keep up the good work, buddy.
Thank you, Fletch. Glad to meet you and glad to see you here in Emerald.
Time for this big fella now. Jeff, how are you, Jeff?
Very well indeed, thanks, Fletch. And yourself?
Good, mate, good. Look, I had to pick on you because, look, awesome here with his big Centurion bus, but have a go at the mascot, will you? We've got Ratty. Look, it's an absolute gorgeous dog. I don't even think it's alive. I think it's been to the taxidermist.
Well, it would almost appear that way, but I can assure you he's not battery operated. He is live.
He's absolutely amazing. Look at the way this little guy's decked out.
He's now done almost 80,000 kilometres on the back of motorcycles. 5 trips to Tasmania, 2 to Queensland, Western Australia twice, Northern Territory, South Australia and down to the Fleurieu Peninsula. So he's extensively travelled. And as he takes charge of the motorcycle while I have a little bit of a sleep, he steers, etc. I'm only there just to keep the bike stable and put my legs down when we come to a halt because his aren't long enough.
When it comes time for the best in classic vehicle, home and contents insurance, plus an opportunity to sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club, you can't go past Shannons Insurance. Why not pick up the phone and give Shannons a call for a quote on 134646, or find out more and visit Shannons online at shannons.com.au. Keep in mind the Penrite Technical Assistance Team is there to help us 7 days a week. Find out more about Penrite at penrite.com.au. You're watching the 2014 Emerald Car Club Outback Classic Show and Shine. Back with more after this. Welcome back to the Emerald Car Club Outback Classic Show and Shine here in Queensland, Australia. We have Daryl now. How are you, Daryl?
I'm well, thanks.
That's the way, mate. Now, special car, probably one of the most expensive here on the paddock. Daryl, tell us what you've got.
It's an XY GT HO Phase 3. It has done 25,000 miles.
How did you find it?
Oh, I was advertised and I saw it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, it sounds so easy, doesn't it? Just to stumble across one of these cars, one of 300 built, right?
That's correct. Built for Bathurst.
How long have you had it, Daryl?
5 years.
Have you done much to it in that time?
No, just only small cosmetic things we had to do to it, that's all.
How does the old girl drive as a car?
Oh, pretty good, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, and when these cars were made new, they were the fastest four-door car in the world for about 10 years. So they're not slow.
Yes, I think from memory they ran a 14.1 down the quarter.
Yeah, that's something like that, yes. In that time was pretty quick.
Absolutely. Four-door car even took the Americans by storm, and we know where a lot of horsepower came from there as well. Now, Daryl, this particular car, what does it mean to you? I mean, does it make you feel special? I mean, you would have remembered these cars when they were racing back in their day, brand new. How does it make you feel having one now?
Well, obviously it makes me feel quite good, but I was an apprentice at the Ford garage here in Emerald when these things were actually racing, so I do have a bit of a soft spot for them.
Daryl, thanks for being on today's show. Blokes like you help make this event what it is. Beautiful car. I just had to come and talk to you about it. Thank you so much, Daryl.
No worries, Fletch.
Time for Neville now with this 1976 Corona. But it's not just a 1976 Corona. Have a go at this. Welcome to today's show, Neville.
How are you, Fletch?
I'm good, mate. Good. Not as good as you, though, because any guy that two-pack paints his air conditioner compressor the same colour as his car, boy, you got it serious.
Yeah. Oh, it makes it look a lot better than what it used to do anyways.
This is a concours car. I can't believe the effort you've gone to here. I picked on this car as well because there's not a lot of Japanese cars at car shows, and this is stunning. Fantastic build quality. They were always a good car, the Toyota. Yeah. The Corona, the Corolla, or even the early classics from the 70s are a good car. Tell us what you can about it.
Well, I've started off with these about 22 years ago. Used to be a Holden boy, now I'm a Toyota boy. I've rebuilt 3, and this is the major one that I put in car shows as a show and shine vehicle. And the rest is all old news, really. They've been pulled apart and kept what was good, and the rest has gone to heaven.
Now, engine under the hood, tell us a story there.
That's all been totally rebuilt to brand new. It's a 2-litre 18R engine. Everything else that's in the engine bay has been done. All the undercarriage has all been done as well. The gearbox, the diff, suspension, everything's been built to brand new.
Now, Neville, your attention to detail, you're up there with the best. I love what you've done around the top of the radiator support panel there with the stainless. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, well, we had a coloured one there, but the way it was designed, I couldn't quite shut the bonnet down, so we come up with this design.
Around the front of the car, like when you look at the bumper bar and around the grille, I mean, are they new old stock parts, or is it the old stuff that's been restored?
Original, but just totally restored with the chrome work and stuff, so all the bumpers are the same, they've been restored. And
Good on you, Neville. Great to catch up with you, and there's no doubt about it, the Japanese cars, they certainly were a durable, dependable unit. Thanks for being on today's show, mate.
Thank you. Thanks for talking to you, Fletch, very much.
On today's show, it's now time for my DAC audience to be well catered for. We have Steve. How are you, Steve?
I'm very well, Fletch.
That's the way, mate. 63, splitty ute. Have a go at it. This have to be the biggest pile of junk on the paddock.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't you love it? I do. That's why it's on the show. The patina look. See what he's done? He's just rubbed it back. He's given it a coat of clear. Mechanical, obviously, everything's nice. Tell us the deal.
It's running a 2380 V-dub motor, obviously. A Rancho freeway flyer gearbox. Sits on the highway quite nicely. And, you know, I love it.
Yeah, you know what? I've said this before, so do I. There's something about these things. I think it's because they're just so incredibly unique, and obviously too the rarity.
Oh, for sure. I've had the classic Holdens and the Fords, and nothing drives like a DAC.
So it is good to drive?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The ones I've ever ridden in up front, they're nice and quiet, and they're quite smooth.
I wouldn't put it in BMW or Mercedes class, but it's an experience.
For what they are, I mean, have a look. I mean, solely once upon a time built just for a commercial purpose. Who would have thought 40, 50 years down the track that guys like yourself are getting these and doing what you're doing?
Well, you know, I mean, we've all got to look cool, and you know, it's the cheapest way I could possibly find of looking cool.
Yeah. So how does it drive as a truck? Does it go all right?
Oh, look, fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. I've had EH Holdens, and I've had the 327 Chevys, and nothing beats an air-cooled V-dub.
Jeez, that's a big call from Steve, isn't it?
Well, you know, there's a big audience out there, and
And this is the good thing about that is that Steve's saying all this stuff and not me. Moving on with the truck, let's look at the interior. Now, what have you done here? You've given it a new seat, Steve.
no, all original.
So that cloth seat was there in 63?
That was there in 63.
Well, I've got to admit that, I'm sorry, that to me looks like it's been redone. I just would have thought it would have been a vinyl job back then.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, yeah. The original seats are reupholstered. Yeah, I have been known to be wrong once. The paint on it is original. All I've done is penetrol. The wheels are actually the original Raiders, which are now copied quite prodigiously throughout China.
Geez, you've looked after the paint over the years, Steve. You've kept the polish up to it, and I can tell it's been garaged.
Well, I spent probably the last 24 hours on fully detailing it.
Must be down to your last rattle can of clear.
I must be.
Steve, it's been a pleasure interviewing you. Isn't this good? This is great, eh? Look at this. What a cool dude. And he's got the shirt with all the good gear on there, all the logos on there, eh? Look at him. He's here with his beret and he's here with a splitty ute. Good on you, buddy.
Right, thank you very much. And look, just get out there and drive them. Don't trailer them. Get out there and drive them.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It is.
Bookings are now being taken for the 2015 Fletch Tours. If you can picture yourself at one of the largest car events on the planet, whether it be the Ford, GM or Chrysler Nationals at Carlisle, taking in private car collections and museums. Then it's a return in August to the Motown city of Detroit, where you can experience firsthand the Woodward Dream Cruise. Go to classicrestos.com.au for more information and click on the Fletch Tours icon. Back with more in just a moment. Welcome back. What a fantastic car event this is here in Emerald in North Queensland. We got Mark now. Now, Mark, you've got a lot to do with the Variety Bash. Tell us what you guys are doing here.
What we're here today is we've got a car show, as you can see. It's a beautiful car show today. We brought a lot of our old monsters along here for a bit of a show. And what the main reason is we fundraise for children. And it's a great event, and we have a lot of fun. There's a lot of mateship in it. And it's just a great all-round, I feel, a bit of fun for everyone to get into.
Tell us some of the runs you've done.
Oh, I've done the runs of some place I've been to. I've been to Sydney, Melbourne, to Darwin, to Cairns, to Adelaide. Adelaide to Broken Hill. We're all over Australia.
Jeez, mate, bet you know a few back roads on the way home, eh, from the pub?
I certainly do. I can tell you every back road from here to Queensland to Adelaide to Tasmania.
Good to see you guys have taken the effort to turn up here today.
Yes.
Good on you, mate. Well done.
Thank you very much, Fletch, for coming up and seeing us too. I'm from Brisbane, mate, so I come a long way too. I come 1,000 k's for this.
On behalf of everybody, the guys, what they do for the bash to raise money for the kids is just absolutely awesome. It's a fantastic thing that you do. Well done.
Thank you very much. We raised over $2 million this year too, by the way. It's not bad, is it? Good. For a couple of backyarders. Good on you, Fletch. Thanks for coming, mate.
No worries. Thanks, Mark. Time for a Mopar now on today's show. How are you, Jamie?
I'm very well, thanks, Fletch.
That's the way. Thanks for bringing along this gorgeous 1971 VH E38. Beautiful car.
It is a nice car, and it's a fun thing to drive. It really is fun.
It's keeping you young, is it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
yeah, it does.
Okay, now just explain the difference between the E38 and the E49.
The E38 had a 3-speed gearbox, and the E49 had a 4-speed gearbox with a different cam. It had a higher cam in it. Yeah.
Where does the car go back with you? Because it's a pretty lucky score, you having this, Jamie, might I say?
I always wanted one, and I looked and looked and looked, and I eventually found this one. It was all restored and everything, so I didn't have to do anything. Yeah. So it's been 20 years since it's restored, and it still looks good. So
it does. I mean, what, paint job 20 years?
Yep.
Yeah. It is. I mean, I love the black interior. I love the high back bucket seats. They look superb. I reckon they really suit the car, don't they?
But they were a real good car, like in that era. Yeah. But the bassinet couldn't get in the back, so you couldn't have children. No.
Jamie, when we look out back, just the decals up the rear quarter, I mean, everything in this car, it's just done so well. It's beautiful.
It is done, and it's actually won a concourse winner. Yep. So that was back in about 2000. Or might even been just before 2000.
Yeah. So what's the story, Jamie? Are you going to keep this car forever or what?
Well, yeah, you never say never, but I like it. It's in the shed, and it's a conversation piece, and you go everywhere with it, and I take it to car shows just so other people can appreciate it too.
Jamie, thanks for being on today's show.
Thanks, Fletch. That was great, mate. It's been wonderful.
You enjoyed that, did you?
Yes, I did.
You like getting interviewed by Fletch?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Yeah.
Good on you, buddy.
Thank you.
You know, I'm all about promoting people that stand for great causes. We have Carl. How are you, Carl?
Really well, Fletch. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good. Now, tell us the deal here. You're travelling a long distance. You're from Man Up. You can tell us about that. But before you do, though, tell us about the Dodge and where you've started the journey.
Rightio. This is Doodle the Dodge, an appropriate name vehicle for men. Get that one. Well, we started in Brisbane. We're on tour for Man Up. The Dodge, we've done a record resto pretty well on this one. 10 weeks I've owned this vehicle now. So over a period of 10 weeks, a group of us have gone hell for leather. We've done the midnight specials, including leaving Brisbane on the Wednesday, the 27th of this month, last month. I walked out of the shed at 4 a.m. and I had to be in Ann Street for the launch at 10 a.m. So she's been a labour of love and a bloody hard slog, but it's a good machine. She's typical of the vehicles of the era. Cut down, it's a 3.6 litre 4-cylinder, all original, running its magneto. It's got its vacuum fuel tank, the diffs, the timber wheels, the lot. So it's as it should be. The only cheat is it's got a retrofit of a Z9 oil filter.
Oh, we won't tell anyone that. But Carl, how many towns are you going through?
We're actually seeing 37 fundraising visits in 40 days. So that's 37 major towns basically. We're going through hundreds of towns, obviously.
And what sort of awareness are you trying to create?
Well, prostate cancer's the biggie. That's what gets us blokes. We've got to sharpen up. With the likes of this, we look after our bodies. We don't look after our bodies. So the cars come first, the machines come first. I want us to make us first.
In terms of support behind this, I believe Shannons have been there for you?
Yes, we've got Shannons behind us, of course. They're back behind everybody.
Marvellous people, absolutely incredible people.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%. Being a car collector, they're good for us.
But they just stand for so many other things as well as this. Yeah. Now, also, you've got a website as well going on there, Carl. We'll put that down the bottom of the screen there for if you want more information on this.
Yeah, we've got www.manupqld.com. So
good on you, Carl. Just in ending, where does the trek end?
The trek actually ends back in Ann Street, but from here we're effectively heading through Moranbah, back to Mackay, then up to Atherton, through Atherton, then way down the coast, back into Brisbane. So
how many kilometres all up, you reckon?
Point to point's 5,300 k's, so about 6,000 k's.
That's amazing. You're doing a wonderful job, you and the team. Good on you, Carl. Well done.
Thanks, Fletch. Thanks, guys.
Maury's back again. He was on earlier in the show telling us about the fantastic Emerald Car Club event here. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, mate, a little bit buggered. We've climbed to the end of the day. Great show. As you know, without the sponsors, you don't get too far at all. People are saying they were coming back next year. Sponsors are saying they're going to sponsor again. Yeah. Can't get any better for me.
Yeah, well, I hope I'm back.
Yeah, you'll be back.
I just have to await the confirmation on that.
Yeah, we'll get that signed up. No worries at all.
Good on you, Maury. Now, Maury, not just a great all-round bloke, he's got a car as well. Now, a 65, a 66 HD.
HD, yeah, HD windowless panel van, Brisbane-built car.
Yep. Be the last of the run, wouldn't it, Maury, around that time?
It'll be the last of the run, yeah. I bought it a couple of years ago in Townsville. It was a bit sad for sad runnings in it. Yep. We've gone all the way through it and taken it back to best original that I possibly could do. Yep. And stuck all the X2 running gear right the way through it.
Maury, I can't get over the original interior. I mean, why hasn't the seat been slashed or ripped or just worn out? I mean, that's just incredible. You look at the dashboard, it's untouched. It's got no blemishes on it. A few cracks there in the lens of the Speedo. I mean, this is a reasonably aged vehicle, and to get something like this in such good order, I bet I know what you're going to do with it, and that's probably nothing. You're going to keep it forever, right?
Yeah, mate. One of the daughters has got their eye on it already. One's got an eye on the Ute, so like this one's a keeper for sure.
Maury, on that note, thank you so much for having me here at this sensational event, the second year running here in Emerald, the Outback Classic Show and Shine. Hats off to you. You and the guys have done a wonderful job. What an effort. Good on you, buddy.
No worries. Thanks for that, Fletch, and thanks for coming up.
That's all right. Cheers,
see you, mate.
Cheers. Well, how good was that? Just a taste of the 2014 Emerald Car Club Outback Classic Show and Shine. And you've seen it on Classic Restos. Now keep in mind that classicrestos.com.au is the website that you need for the DVD boxed sets of the show, Classic Restos merchandise, contact information on joining us on a Fletch tour in 2015, and the major sponsors as well. As I say at the end of every show, no matter where you're watching from, until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, signing off from Emerald, Queensland, and I thank you very much for watching.
You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Classic Restos TV and watch catch-up episodes at shannons.com.au. Classic Restos is proudly brought to you by Shannons Insurance, where you can sign up for the Shannons Club, and Penrite Oil, offering technical assistance 7 days a week.